Hello everyone. Welcome to the Lightning Ball channel. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so and activate the notification bell. Your support fuels my continued efforts. If there's someone who could make Primordial Black Diablo jealous, it would undoubtedly be Primordial Purple Ultima. Why? Because she's the only one for whom Rimuru-sama has ever brewed tea. In our previous Slime Wiki series, we did character analysis on Primordial Yellow Carrera and Primordial White Testarossa, each with highly distinctive personalities. So, in this episode, we'll dive into Primordial Purple Ultima. Since many details about Ultima have already appeared in previous videos, this episode won't be very long. So, let's get started. As we mentioned in the previous episode, the 7 primordial demons, no matter how they're portrayed in the story, are undeniably the most powerful demons, and their cruelty is unquestionable. Among them, Primordial Purple Ultima stands out as possibly the most ruthless. She would not hesitate to kill her subordinates who make mistakes or are no longer useful. Yet, ironically, Ultima has the most innocent appearance among the primordial demons, resembling a cute little girl. In short, she has the most innocent face while committing the most malevolent acts, reminiscent of a horror movie's possessed doll. In front of Rimuru-sama, however, Ultima completely concealed her true nature, presenting herself as a lively, cheerful girl. She was so obedient around Rimuru that anyone who knew her past self would think they were seeing a different person. Her appearance, therefore, is highly deceptive. In the Monster Federation, Ultima used this youthful look to gain the favor of older uncles, like Rigurd. Hakuru even treats Ultima like a granddaughter. Even Rimuru, well, technically a middle-aged man himself, treats her like a little sister. These are aspects we haven't covered in previous Tensura reviews but are rather interesting. Ultima is one of the 12 Guardian Lords, bearing the title Pain Lord. She has bright purple hair tied in a side ponytail, giving her the appearance of a cute, slightly innocent-looking young girl. Despite her youthful look, Ultima isn't the youngest of the 7 primordial demons. Rain holds that title. However, one must not be fooled by Ultima's innocent face. Her personality perfectly matches her demonic nature. She is combative, cruel, and highly capricious. Ultima has a penchant for tormenting lower-ranking demons and is the darkest, most inhuman of all the primordial demons. Unlike the cold, beautiful, and cunning Testarossa or the straightforward, violence-loving Carrera, Ultima takes special delight in torturing her opponents. A clear example of this is seen in the 8-Gate Formation battle, where, after Garcia, one of the 4 horsemen who had mocked Rimuru-sama, was defeated by Azura and Esprit, Ultima placed a curse on him to make him suffer for 1,000 years. Ultima's Hitherland territory overlaps with the domains of Luminous and De Gruel in the Central World, making her quite the headache for them. Of course, this headache seemed somewhat exaggerated, as De Gruel and Luminous didn't seem to detest Primordial Purple Ultima nearly as much as Leon detested and feared Carrera. We won't delve deeply into the details of how Ultima joined the Monster Federation, as it follows a similar path to Carrera and Testarossa. However, since there are 2 theatrical movie stories featuring her, she has had slightly more interaction with Diablo, highlighting these demons' fascination with physical bodies. In the Monster Federation, Rimuru appointed Ultima as the chief prosecutor, targeting the super evils within the nation, a role that thrilled Ultima as she could hardly believe beings even more malevolent than herself could exist. She approached this work with unusual dedication. Ultima frequently clashed with Carrera over trivial matters, resulting in conflicts, which we covered extensively in Carrera's introduction, so we won't repeat it here. Among Ultima's subordinates, there were 2 demons considered her closest confidants, Veyron and Zonda. Veyron and Moss were the only 2 Archduke-level prehistory species demons, entities second only to the 7 primordial demons. To satisfy Ultima's capricious demands, Veyron had evolved the unique skill Imitator, which allowed him to mimic anyone. But here's the question, did Ultima have Veyron transform into various people she wanted to torture, and then torment them herself? The Imitator skill far surpassed similar abilities, such as the unique skill adapter of Marco, the 8th-ranked Imperial Guardian. During Veyron's battle with Marco, Imitator was even upgraded by Mana Seal to become the ultimate gift artist. Veyron appeared as a refined older gentleman, dressed in a butler's attire. Well, perhaps that explained why elder gentlemen tended to spoil Ultima. Considering Veyron could tolerate Ultima's cruelty, he was probably something of a masochist himself. Zonda, another demon under Ultima's command, primarily served as her chef. Even on the battlefield, Zonda provided Ultima with tables, chairs, and delicious meals. Although his combat abilities were relatively low, he excelled in healing magic, capable of mending almost any injury. Zonda had many standout moments, including arranging a place for Testarossa and Ultima to rest, drink tea, and watch the battle during their first fight against the Empire. In the 8-gate formation battle, even on the airship with Velbrind and Emperor Rudra present, Zonda had prepared a comfortable resting area for Testarossa Carrera and Ultima. In the Tenma Great War, he promptly relayed emergency updates from de Gruel's battlefield back to Ramras's Labyrinth Command Center, among other feats. When we looked at the trusted aides of the three primordial demon beauties, we could see their contrasting personalities reflected in their subordinates. Carrera's confidants acted more like teachers and friends, hinting at her relatively simple nature. Testarossa's subordinates excelled in intelligence and strategy, indicating her queenly demeanor. Ultima's subordinates, however, were purely devoted to serving their master, embodying the role of attendants to a spoiled and malicious little princess. Let's then take a look at Ultima's later battles. In her first clash with the Empire, Ultima destroyed the enemy's flying combat corps and killed their commander, Faraga. A bit of additional context. Ultima had initially intended to wreak havoc on the battlefield, but Gabbro's unexpected politeness left a good impression on her, so she decided against causing trouble and earnestly supported Gabbro's efforts. Later, along with Testarossa, Ultima elegantly sat on the luxurious chairs Zonda had prepared at the front lines, leisurely enjoying a tea break with remarkable ease. Ultima also successfully completed the task of gathering intelligence on the operational principles and mechanisms of the enemy's airships. She showcased her proficiency in nuclear magic, specifically nuclear flame. We covered this part in detail in episode 34. We won't go into detail about Ultima's battle against Velbrind's parallel existence in the Dworgen nation or the process of her awakening as a Devil Lord after obtaining 100,000 souls. Ultima's highlight was her fight with Damrata, which we discussed in detail in episode 59. It's worth adding that this battle included a lot of insight into Ultima's thoughts. In reality, Ultima was very clever and talented and had a strong awareness of her own position. Ultima understood clearly that among the four primordial demons serving Rimuru-sama, she was the weakest. She was a jack of all trades, possessing high talent but lacking proficiency in any particular area. She wasn't as skilled as Testarossa in controlling magic, didn't have Carrera's vast magical reserves, and certainly couldn't compare to Diablo, whose power defied common sense. Recently, Carrera's obsession with swordsmanship, coupled with Ultima's defeat by a parallel existence wielding only a tenth of Velbrind's power, had created significant peer pressure and led her to reflect on herself. However, Ultima's optimism kept her confident that although she was the weakest, she had the greatest potential for growth. This optimistic mindset resonated with Seal, who granted her the ultimate skill Lord of Deathly Poison in response to her wishes. This skill allowed Ultima to perceive weaknesses in any life form and use various status effects to inflict fatal damage or poison, a skill that fit Ultima's personality perfectly. It's important to note that all this happened before Ultima's battle with Damrata, so the order in which the three primordial demon beauties obtained their ultimate skills was Testarossa, then Ultima, and finally Carrera. Another point worth mentioning is that Ultima came to realize Diablo's mockery of her repeated losses to Zijin wasn't actual ridicule but his way of offering guidance and support. This understanding was also why Ultima continuously learned and adapted to Damrata's skills and fighting techniques during their duel. Ultima herself noted that Diablo wouldn't rely on the power given by Rimuru-sama unless faced with a dire situation. Instead, he relied entirely on his own strength to handle opponents. This was vividly demonstrated later in Diablo's battle with Zelenus, which can be seen in episode 122. Within Ultima's ultimate skill, Lord of Deathly Poison, there was a sub-skill called Death Word. This rare world-type skill could unconditionally kill all non-spiritual lifeforms. However, the battle-obsessed Ultima felt she didn't need a skill that granted victory without effort, and Rimuru restricted her use of this dangerous ability during their private conversation. Ultima believed that Rimuru-sama had seen through her intentions and wanted her to become more skilled in combat, which only heightened her admiration for him. During the Tenma Great War, Ultima shone brilliantly. Rimuru had dispatched her to support de Gruel at the Heaven Tower. Throughout this mission, Ultima displayed a calm and intelligent side, deducing from an offhand remark by Rimuru that he might suspect de Gruel of betrayal. She secretly investigated, fully exercising her role as the Monster Federation's chief prosecutor, and accurately uncovered the connection between de Gruel and the ancient wicked giant god. Even de Gruel himself praised her insight. Later, when de Gruel was defeated by Fen and abruptly betrayed them, Ultima instructed Zonda to promptly send out crucial intelligence, ensuring Rimuru's side could quickly mobilize support. After witnessing Michael's time-stop ability, she humbly sought guidance from Diablo and swiftly mastered the technique of operating within a stop-time world, even encouraging and aiding Luminous to grasp time-stop as well in subsequent battles later when facing de Gruel. In the brutal battle against the giants, Ultima was keenly aware of their magic nullification and used Nihility magic alongside Adelman to hold off the immensely powerful Fen. These details are covered in episodes 109, 110, and 115, so we won't repeat them here. In this battle, it became clear that Ultima had shown substantial growth. Her technical prowess, willingness to seek advice, and calm combat skills were a stark contrast to her previous unpolished nature. This demonstrated her development. Later, when Luminous broadcast a call to the world's strongest warriors to unite against the Cryptid's army, Ultima made the most of her fleeting on-screen moment, gaining a huge fanbase worldwide. After all, Ultima's greatest skill might just be acting cute to win hearts. Alright, that's all for this video. A friend had previously commented that, after learning martial arts from her battle with Damrata, rather than calling Ultima the Fist Demon, it would be more fitting to call her the Fist Loli. I agree, this name seems to capture Ultima's character perfectly. So far, Ultima has had 2 appearances in the Scarlet Bond and the Vision of Coleus, whereas Carrera and Testarossa have yet to have their own stories featured. Hopefully, we'll see their tales before the Season 4. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. See you in the next one.